Welcome to the Middle-Raged Podcast, where your hosts, Adam and Keith, get a bit cross about stuff that really doesn't matter. Bless them. Oh, and we should probably warn you that things can be a bit sweary at times.
Hello and welcome to this episode 20 of the Middle-Raged Podcast with me, Keith A. Pearson, and my co-host, Adam Eccles. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Fucking hell, we're sounding chipper, aren't we?
Yeah.
we were past tense.
We were, yeah. Well, all very chipper. It's like a nice sunny morning here in County Clare. So, you know.
Yeah, spring is in the air and all that jazz.
Spring is in the air. Is it officially? I don't know when spring starts.
I think it's, where are we now? We are the 22nd of February, 2025. Yes. So, I don't have to specify the year. It's not really relevant, is it? Unless anyone happens to be listening to this, you know,
from the
in the future. Yeah, from the future.
Hello, future people. Can you send the lottery numbers, please?
Yes, please. But yeah, no, it's so I think spring is... This annoys me, actually, is because I've always understood that seasons are January, February, you know, they're 3 months ago, right?
Yeah, you'd think so. If there's four seasons, 12 months, right?
So March, April, May, that's your spring, sorted, right? It's straightforward, but apparently not. There's some other system. I don't know how it works, and frankly, I don't care.
That's like Easter, isn't it? Why does that always move around? So does that based on what? Nobody knows, apart from the Pope, I suppose. Well,
you'd have thought, right? If you're celebrating's not the word, is it? But if you're acknowledging the passing of someone, changing the fucking date of it every year seems a bit disrespectful.
I mean, it all comes from pagan origins, right? Easter is something to do with spring, isn't it? Yeah, isn't it? I don't know. I'm sort of glossed over.
We're busking here, aren't we? Yeah. I think we're probably straying into matters that we have no knowledge of.
But either way, it's fairly warm outside here, about 15 degrees, I think.
Ooh, and look at you.
Yeah, and it's sunny, and it's not raining and windy, so...
Okay. But if we could just maintain this for the rest of the year, I think we'll all be happy, right?
Exactly, yeah. This is perfect situation. We don't need it too hot, and it's not too cold, and it's not, you know, blowing a gale and literally knocking trees over. So, yeah, this is good.
More of this, please.
Yeah.
And talking more of this, this is an auspicious moment because this is our 20th episode.
Wow, we should have a thing.
Okay, probably not the one I would have gone for, but hey.
I was looking for a fanfare, but I haven't got one.
Have you worn it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I haven't got one. I'll have to think about that. But anyway, 20 episodes. Wow. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah. It's
they said it couldn't be done.
No, they said it shouldn't be done.
Shouldn't be done.
We didn't listen.
No.
And you've unearthed some stats, have you not?
Well, apparently, news just in, our podcast host told us that we are in the top 50 podcasts of all... Of
50%.
Top 50%, yeah. So, yeah.
I wish it was
top 50. Christ. So, this was from last year's stats. So that is surprising and quite cool.
Well, it's. I mean, to be in the top, it's certainly better than being in the bottom 50.
Yeah. I mean, we're probably at just
49%.
Just over that thing. But either way, that's pretty cool. I mean, there are literally millions and millions of podcasts, right? So to be in the top 50% is pretty impressive.
I think we have to acknowledge our loyal listenership at this point because
that's where it all comes from.
Yeah, exactly. It's all we do is just talk shit for a few hours a month. But it's you good people listening to us. So thank you very much to everyone who's shared, talked about, moaned about, even the people who basically ignored us. Thank you.
And said, "What the fuck are you on about?" Yeah.
Yeah.
So it all helps.
We're definitely in the top 50% for that.
Yeah.
And also, were we not the last episode, which was a bookie authory type one, so it's a bit sort of niche, but that happened to be our most downloaded in the first 7 days, which is a weird metric, but I guess we were talking about this, wasn't it? That most people tend to listen to a podcast when it comes out within a few days, and if not, it just sort of falls down the listening order. So.
Yeah, so pretty cool. It does. What it tells, I suppose, is that for some unknown reason, people want to listen to this. Yeah, and that means we'll keep doing it, I suppose. So thank you all again to subscribe and like and rate and all of that fun stuff that helps it grow. So we are, we want to grow, a little seed here at the moment, but
indeed.
We want to grow. Yeah. So good stuff. And thank you.
Excellent. So should we just have a quick catch up in our corner from some feedback from the last episode? I love the way you do this on the fly.
I haven't got it, so I'll do it later. But
okay, good.
But anyway, we're
going to slip down to that fucking 50% mark now, are we? Amateurish.
Yeah, amateur out.
Right, yes. So we were talking about tipping, weren't we? In the was it the last episode or the one before?
A couple of episodes ago. It's come up a few times, actually.
It has, yeah.
People seem to require a default tip even when they haven't actually done anything yet.
So when we mentioned the prevalence, I think actually it was Sue who brought this up. Service charge at a bar.
That's right, yeah.
Which is basically offensive. But I think that then that prompted the lovely Jennifer Maguire, who also happens to be our joint top coffee benefactor.
That's right. Yeah.
To chip in with now Jennifer is an American person.
Yes.
And she said, servers here do not get paid minimum wage. It varies from state to state. However, the federal minimum wage for tipped workers, right, prepare for this, people of the United Kingdom and
Europe. Yeah.
The minimum wage for tipped workers is $2.13 per hour.
That is disgusting, isn't it? That is... How? Why would you even bother going?
Well, and then you're basically. There are so many levels I could come at that, or we could come at that, and I mean, firstly, at $2.13, that's paper round money, right?
Yeah.
It's insulting.
And this again is 2025, right? Where $2 is going to get you what?
Half a coffee?
Yeah, you can't even buy the fast food that you're selling.
No.
That's just unbelievable.
How much do you reckon a portion of fries are in your average McDonald's in America? A couple of bucks?
It's got to be. I don't know exactly, but yeah.
Wow. So you imagine, right, you're a server in a McDonald's. Actually, it's probably not McDonald's, is it? Because you don't get tipped in there. Tipped. If you're working in a restaurant, I mean, I doubt very much if there's a drink on a menu in a restaurant that is less than $2.13.
Definitely not the airport.
This much we know. This much we know. But it's scandalous to think that.
That's horrific.
Because someone's making money there, aren't they? And it's obviously the employer.
Yeah.
Because they're not having to pay a wage. They're just
relying on. I mean, so this system is fucked up. I have to say, that doesn't make any sense. That obviously they continue to work because their tips do make money and they're able to live. But that shouldn't be the system. That's
how do you get a mortgage or a loan or anything when you can't even be certain how much money you're going to make from one day to the next?
Right. I mean, it would probably average out, but you can't. You might have a bad week, month.
You could have a lot of Brits come into your establishment, and we ain't fucking paying tips.
Bastards coming in, yeah.
So I don't know how anyone operates like that. How can you function? How can you pay your bills and crap when you don't even know how much you're going to be earning?
That's horrible. Yeah, you can't live in any city, when you take home, like, I don't know, 60 quid. $60 a month.
Mad.
It's just ridiculous. So I don't know.
I suppose if you can look at it another way, this adds an element of jeopardy to your sort of rather dull job, because you might get somebody who'll just whack $10 down and you go, wow, that's generous, or $20 or whatever. But that must be the exception rather than the rule, I'm guessing. Yeah. And I guess it depends on what type of establishment. If you're in a strip club, yes. I'm guessing you probably get more than $5 tip.
You need the single dollar bills for those establishments.
Do you think they use cashless in those establishments these days?
Just have a swipe.
Where would the swipe? Oh dear.
Probably. I mean, because honestly, who has cash anymore? Apple Pay.
With fear of going into territory that we probably shouldn't be going into at this hour on a Saturday morning, one of the things that there used to be, and clearly I think I'm speaking on both on behalf of both of us when I say that we have never indulged in these types of things, but I have seen it on TV and films where men will tuck notes into the cleavage and other parts of a scantily clad woman on a stage.
Yes.
How does that work in a cashless society? Is she carrying like a tapping machine somewhere?
Yeah, do you take Apple Pay?
Kind of takes the allure out of it a bit, doesn't it? One would imagine.
Yeah, it's all the world is changing.
Okay, well, listen, we're not going to be researching that.
Like in the casino, you go and buy.
Like a token.
Chips. Yeah, so go and buy $100 worth of these token, paper tokens, I suppose.
Do you know this, or
no? I'm just speculating.
Okay, it's a good call. If anyone does know, please drop us a line.
Anonymous.
Just go to. You can be anonymous if you like, and we definitely won't mention your name in the next episode.
No, definitely not. Unless you don't buy us a coffee.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Right.
So that's that really. I think that's pretty much us sort of caught up.
Stuff.
We do. One other thing I would just say, also alongside our good pal Gabe from, I believe he's from the New York area. It's nice to see that we're attracting some American peoples.
Yes.
And because it's always interesting, I always find it fascinating to just see how the sort of cultures, with same language, different, cultures and all that.
Yeah, divided by a common language, aren't we?
Yeah. So it's good fodder, I think. So if you happen to be from outside of the UK or Ireland, then please chip in and tell us some interesting stuff that actually it'd be nice to know what pisses people off in other countries.
Yeah.
Are we do we have are there common rage points?
Absolutely, yeah. What happens in Australia? Who knows?
I'm guessing the Australians.
Probably, yeah.
But I would have thought spiders is probably an issue.
Yes, creatures that can kill you.
Spiders here are, they're not even really annoying, are they? Spider webs are annoying.
Yeah. They're evil little shits. But wasps, that's my thing.
Yeah. But again, they're not going to kill you, are they?
Well,
what's that spider that lurks beneath the rim of a toilet bowl?
Oh.
And has been known to...
Oh.
Well, think about it. What's the lowest the lowest point of the male human anatomy when you're sat on a toilet? If a spider's going to go for something,
okay, so this is now a problem.
But this could be a common thing in Australia, and they're I don't know. What do we do? Do they wear a bollock guard? Do they just? I don't know. We don't know, do we? We just don't know.
And I honestly don't want to find out. But let's see. Let's see. How can you possibly go to the toilet in Australia?
Oh, okay. So this is the kind of good stuff that I think we need to explore. So anyone that has any insight into this or any other overseas related rage, then please, get in touch. How do they do that?
they can go to, oh, Jesus.
They can go to Jesus.
Middleraged dot UK/contact. Christ.
Excellent. Yeah. Because again, and we do stress this, it would be nice to actually receive an email that isn't spam.
That isn't spam, yeah. Come on, step it up, lads.
Excellent.
Too much spam. Too much spam will kill you, isn't that?
It will. I think Meatloaf said that, didn't he?
So was it Meatloaf or was it Freddie Mercury?
Yes, of course, it was Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Shame on me for not knowing that.
Too much meatloaf will kill you.
It probably would. I can't imagine the stuff that goes into that shit.
No.
Do we have an equivalent here in the UK to meatloaf?
Meatloaf. Like
it's not really
pie.
caught on though here, is it? It's not. I don't think I've seen meatloaf in supermarkets.
No, come to think of it, no.
I just don't think it's ever really caught on. A bit like B-days.
Yeah, we don't have B-days either, and I mean that's a whole different topic, isn't it? We might touch on that in a bit.
We got very toilet orientated in the first. Should we start ranting about the actual stuff that we're supposed to be ranting about?
Yeah, let's do that.
So this episode, now we were talking prior to recording about how long this particular subject could be, because there is a massive list of things that fall under the category of the over-complication of everything.
That's right. Yeah. For no good reason, I suppose we should add.
Well, maybe we might be able to identify a few of those reasons as we work through a list which is, I suspect, never-ending,
Indeed.
and probably way longer than we're going to have time to talk about. But
definitely.
So there may be a part 2 to this, 3, 4, 5. It could be what's more than a trilogy?
Like a series,
it could actually literally be a series, couldn't it?
Be on
a whole subgenre.
Netflix. Yeah, a genre.
So, do you want to kick this off? Because I know that there's one that's burning.
Yeah.
A burning pissing off point for you.
Burning piss. That's it's cranberry juice. Need some cranberry juice.
Speaking like a man who has experienced that.
Right. So this primarily happens at work, but you probably have examples of it in everyday life as well. But I've been at my day job company for coming up to 19 years. God, that's depressing, isn't it? Huge chunk.
Will you be celebrating 20 years?
I mean, if I make it to 20, we'll see. Don't know if celebrating is the right word. Commiserating. But anyway, I've been, and within that company, I've been doing the same job now for basically 15 years. And in all of that time, I have to contact other people, to do something, whatever, right? And we run the business on email. I think if we didn't have email, there would be no business, basically. And so, it's very easy to put together the information that you want to convey in a nice, clear format in an email with proper grammar, right? Refer to episode 1. And send that email to the person who needs to receive it. They get everything they need and they can go and do the work they need to do based on that, right? So I've been doing this the whole time I've been doing this job, 15 years. Imagine how many thousands of emails that is. A lot of emails, right? But so the other day, my email was rejected by the person and I was told, no, you can't do that anymore. You have to use this stupid tool. And I say tool, it's a web page, basically, right? And it's an extremely slow, clunky, stupid,
of course it is.
bollocky, server. I don't know where the hell the server must be, on the fucking moon or something, right? Because it's, you click and it spins and nothing happens. And it's just, probably hundreds of meg loading in the background for no good reason, right? It's a fucking web form. It should be, web HTML 1.0. Any kid can code this, but no, we have to have all this shit on the background, right? So instead, my email was rejected, and I was told you have to use this new process. And you go to this website, it's really slow and clunky. You now have to, instead of just typing out your email clearly, you have to fill in forms and then upload files, and you can't just paste stuff. And it's just what? Why? What was the point in this? We had a process. It worked for years, and everyone was alive and well and managed to do their job. But now somebody has decided, no, we're not going to do that anymore. We need this form instead. And then, so I was like, don't be stupid. Just read my email. No, we can't do that anymore. You have to go through the form. For fuck's sake.
But if you've got like a very basic query, like, I don't know, what time are we meeting? What time's this meeting? Or can we change this meeting? Having to fill out a form,
it's just
surely takes.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely.
5 times, 10 times as long.
Yeah, it takes longer. It takes longer to do the thing now. And therefore, maybe that's what they want. I just can't be asked to do it anymore, so I'm not going to do it.
How do you actually communicate? How do you have dialogue with a colleague? Are you both going to this form and filling it out?
Yeah, probably. So, but this was about procurement stuff, right? But the irony here is that in the end, I relented and used the stupid form because what am I supposed to do? I can't do my job otherwise. And then a couple of days later, the reply that the information that I needed, guess how it came to me?
In an email?
In the fucking email. So what was the point of this whole thing? I'm lost. I just don't understand. Why did you make me use a form to send the request? You already had it because I already sent it. And now you just reply. And now you send an email to me telling me the information that I wanted. Like, what exactly have we done here? What was the point in this? Fucking idiots.
It does sound like there is some sort of existential crisis going on here.
Yeah.
The point of everything is it number 42 or something?
Oh, the meaning of life, yeah.
Yeah. Or
Life,
the meaning of this fucking web form.
Yeah. It just baffles me. And then so moving on to the next point, they hide behind processes. This is I think this is the real reason. People are jobs worth, lazy, computer says no type attitude. And, rather than be friendly humans and just do the job, no, we're not going to do it because we can now hide behind a process. And it's like this sort of disconnection. It's the authority disconnection of humans and like, no, This is a process now.
Yeah.
So we can't just help you. We can't be nice about it. We now have a process. And you didn't use the process, so fuck you.
And I guess adding that complication, that just validates someone somewhere, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's that they've had something to do with this process, and that probably makes them feel good that they've contributed to whatever fucking dystopian future we're heading towards.
Yeah. And now there's a metric, of course, right? That's what probably the thing is. We now can measure.
It's measurable now. Yes.
Yeah,
okay, so we're now getting into the nuts and bolts.
Measure emails as well, right, lads? There was no need for this. There's been so many different examples. I can't think of them all, right? But yeah, something that was simple, even another website that we used for years, that was simple and seemed to be fine. No, we're going to take that away and make a new one that's now different and more complicated and just why?
Keep someone in a job though, right?
Probably, yeah. But the thing in my world is that they're trying to get rid of people's jobs. You know, so
what they're trying to do is get rid of the productive people.
Yes,
So,
give the jobs to cheaper people. I think that's what it is.
Who can keep creating forms, an endless stream of forms.
Yeah, an endless stream of things, reasons why we can't do what you need to do. You know, it's like
when you think about this on a broader level, in a broader context, it's and I've noticed this. I mean, just in when you go to any website now, if you want to contact someone on a don't know any particular website that sells something or a service, right?
Yeah.
They make it almost impossible. In fact, most of them don't even enable you to just pick up a phone and call someone.
Yeah. There's no.
So we've had this thing that has done us pretty well for 300,000 years, which is called communication, right?
Yeah.
And the most effective communication by a mile and the most efficient is when two humans talk to each other, right?
Yes, exactly.
Either face to face or over a telephone. Okay, when you talk and you listen and then you sort out whatever it is.
Yeah.
And yet we've seemed to have just forgotten all that and gone, well, fuck it, let's just stick everything behind an AI chatbot and let them crack on with it.
Yeah.
And these things are infuriating. But they pop up on every website now. Hi, how can I help? We can help by fucking off.
Yeah.
Because I've got about 16 pop-ups on my desktop.
Really annoys me. Yeah.
But it is this whole thing that you think, well, efficiency is. If I can ask you a question and you can answer it, that is it. It is done, right?
Yes. I tell you what, though, even when you do talk to a human now, that is even being overcomplicated, right? Because have you had this where you ring up something and they insist they must read you this bullshit script about privacy or whatever, privacy policy or
GDPR and all that,
all of this shit, and you're like, yeah, I know, just get on with it. And they're like, no, I must read this. I'm like, for fuck's sake, shut the fuck up, will you? Like, or just skip. Where's the skip button in real life?
You've got to feel sorry for these people because they have to do. You have to put up with it once, that phone call. They have to put up with that all day.
I couldn't do. If
and who's benefiting?
Lawyers, insurance companies, the usual bastards.
Yeah.
It's all about legal, disconnection. Again, hiding behind processes. Well, we told you that. We might steal your information, so you didn't listen.
Have you ever been? I mean, I know obviously identity theft is a thing, right? I mean that does happen, but it's fairly. This brings me on to a point, right? And it's about the way that governments and businesses, they take a problem and they say, let's take money laundering as a good example, right?
Right.
How many people are laundering money, right? If you said, is it 1 in 10,000, do you reckon?
I mean, yeah, I haven't got any money to launder.
Yeah. But you'd imagine, I don't know, it could be 1 in 10,000, 100,000, I don't know. But let's just say it is 1 in 10,000 people are money launderers, right?
Right.
So the government or whoever, or the company says, right, how are we going to do this? Are we going to target that one person in 10,000, right? Or are we going to make every fucking thing more difficult for 9,999 honest folk?
Yeah, let's do that.
It's surely there have to be more sophisticated tools than just saying, right, we're going to punish everyone. And it's the same with the whole sort of, the privacy stuff. No one cares, right? Just because one person had their identity stolen, that doesn't mean that, we're all shitting the bed because of the cookies that have been on the device.
It's really... This is the thing about people latch on to the wrong thing and then have a freak out about it.
Yeah.
And, just the whole cookie pop-up bollocks. I mean, that is... that's worse than the bottle tops that won't come off. Those fucking things.
How can we solve this problem? Oh, more bureaucracy. That will do it. Yeah, let's put more regulation, more bureaucracy. Let's just make everything that much more difficult because that will solve the problem. But it doesn't, does it? If you're laundering money, you just take a different route.
I mean, so how do you launder money? I suppose you buy gold or something. I don't know.
I'm sure there's a myriad ways. So, this isn't solving anything. It's just, the criminals as a rule. I mean, particularly, we're not talking about the people who sort of wander in and, shoplift or whatever, but we're talking about sophisticated operations, right?
Right.
They're kind of one step ahead, aren't they?
Oh, definitely.
I mean, there's the dark web for starters. So,
Right.
Crypto, all that jazz. So they're not worried about this stuff. But we as society get left with this increasing drudge, this drag on our lives where we're having to fill out countless forms and answer stupid questions. And
that's
that, right? So my kid brother's moving, trying to buy and sell property at the moment. I've been helping him out.
Yikes.
Now, I used to work as an estate agent back in 1991, and I think this is a really good barometer of where or how bad this is, okay?
Yeah.
Back then, it used to take 14 weeks, right? So this is when we used to send stuff by fax, okay? Very few people had mobile phones.
Right.
Clearly no internet, so everything went by post or you delivered it by hand if you had to. It was analog, right?
Yeah.
But it would take 14 weeks. So if the moment you walk into an estate agent's office to go, I want to put an offer on that house, you'd be moving in 14 weeks later, 1991. So 34 years ago.
Wow.
Right. Do you know what the average is today in the UK between making that offer and actually moving in?
Well, I can see it in the document, but I'm going to
say... Of course you can.
I'm going to say, let's guess at 17 weeks. Is that right?
Mate. Well done. Yeah, 17 weeks. So all of the advancement we have in technology, right? The fact you can email a document to someone.
Immediately. Yeah.
Yeah. How can it take 3 weeks longer?
Yeah, that is...
How?
And I mean, yes, exactly. But it should, to be honest, it should take no more than 1 week. Seriously, what the hell are they doing?
Well, in 1996, I used to run a department for an estate agency chain that dealt purely with new homes, right?
Right.
Brand new houses. And all the developers had a rule, right? So if you made an offer, you had to pay 250 quid reservation fee.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, which obviously sorted out that was non-refundable. So that got rid of all the wasters.
Right.
But they also insisted you had to exchange contracts. That's the bit where it becomes legally binding, within 28 days.
Right.
4 weeks, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I would say 98% of the time that happened. And if it did overrun, it was normally days. Okay, so it might go to 31, 32, something like that.
Right.
That's 1996.
Yeah. So what the fuck is going on for 17 weeks? That's just...
Well, it's because we allow this. It's one of those things that because we allow it to become a long process...
Again, I bet that's lawyers just
absolutely
figuring out ways that they can gyp you for a few quid, for filling out a form or something. My God, lawyers.
It's not who's been apart from the lawyers, right? Everyone else must be. If you're an estate agent, right, you don't want this, do you? Because you don't get paid.
Yeah, right.
Till the end of it, so you don't want to be waiting 17 weeks before you get your check or whatever they get these days. So the buyers and the sellers don't want this.
Yeah, it must be just the anybody who can stretch something out and make money out of that stretching. That's where it comes in.
Yeah,
fucking bastards.
But it again, I think if it demonstrates the point of this particular episode, the overcomplication of everything. Well, is there a better example where you have so much more technology? That's supposed to make things easier, right?
Yeah, and does in most cases.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you're... I can see if you're buying, Buckingham Palace, that it might take a few legal rounds to get that narrowed down, right? But the majority of, houses across the UK, there shouldn't be any complication. It should be on a database, and it should be just you click and buy. Like you can buy a house on eBay, right? Surely. What is I just don't understand. Actually, money, when you used to deposit a check into your bank, right?
Yeah.
That was a bastard of a thing, right? You'd get a check in the post or something. You'd have to go physically to your bank, queue up, and, obviously the bank is shut all of the time.
Well, they weren't back in the day, though, were they? I mean, there were banks, so I guess there was that.
Physical banks, yeah. So, but then you go in, queue up, and you give the thing to the person at the, what do they call it, the teller.
Yeah.
And then they put it in your thing. But then it doesn't appear for like 7 days or something because somebody has to approve it.
That was always a weird thing, wasn't it? You check how long does it take to get a check to clear? It was like 5 working days or something like that.
Ridiculous. Like, so yeah. But it didn't. And again, this is another, like, now you don't do any of that, right? You don't have checks and you don't have, you don't go into the bank because there isn't one. But it still takes days in some cases to transfer money between bank accounts, and that boggles my mind as well. Why? It's a database update. It should.
Where's
take
that money
seconds.
going?
Yeah, right. And I don't know if this is the case in the UK, right? But in Ireland, if there's a bank holiday weekend,
God,
no money is moving. Why? Do the computers have days off?
So we should stress at this point, we haven't discussed this before, but we get paid for our books. Our royalties are paid every month by Amazon, right?
Yes.
And all of the payments come in generally, I think, about the 28th of the month, 30th, 29th, right? All except if it's the UK, which is where most of our money comes from, right? And it's a weekend or a bank holiday, you get paid 3-4 days late. How is that?
Exactly. And guess what? There's no 29th this month. So we
oh, my God.
So we don't actually get a February payment. Bastards. Just 2 in March, though. But yeah. Why do bank computers take days off? That is utterly bizarre.
Do you think they're going down to the beach?
Yeah, it must be,
Yeah.
Spring break or something for all the servers.
Get back to work, you lazy fucks.
Unbelievable. So yeah, massive complication, all the massive infrastructure behind banking, you can't even begin to imagine. And yet, for some reason, they take days off.
Give me a headache, actually.
Well, do you know what? Maybe this is another topic, but I think the whole concept of money is problematic. But maybe
not having enough.
Not having enough, but if you think about money as a concept in the large scheme of things, and especially with governments and money and things like that, there's a lot of problems with money. And does money actually exist? Remember when you actually moved gold bars around in bank vaults? That was ridiculous in itself, right? But that doesn't happen anymore. So the concept of money and even stocks and trading, it's all just made up.
It's just numbers on a screen, really, isn't it?
Just numbers. You get paid. You don't get a paid packet. You get numbers.
When you think about when somebody makes a donation, they buy us a coffee, right?
Yes.
The money leaves there. Not money. It's not money, though, is it? It's numbers are
number shuffling.
They go from that person's account, the donator, into the buy me a coffee account, and then eventually into our account. But no actual money changes hands.
No, just numbers. Yeah. But anyway, we digress.
And everyone has a little bit of it, don't they? Everyone has a little nibble along the way.
Little chunk of it, a couple of numbers here and there.
I'm sure I read something that if you, it was about a guy who said, right, if you've got £100, right, or it may have been American, but he was going through this process. If you spend this money over and over, right, and how much is actually left once you've gone through these various processes, like, taxation, and then you buy something and the VAT and blah, 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 taxes, whatever. And actually what what you end up with is well, virtually nothing. It's pennies, cents. It's just it's all whittled away in hidden fees and not so hidden fees and taxes and God knows what else.
Yeah, it's pretty depressing, really, isn't it?
Jesus Christ. Should we not talk about money anymore?
Right, skipping along.
Well, what else has did we find? What else has been over-engineered, over-complicated?
Well, all right. So this baffles me. How can there still be evolution in this realm, right? What I'm talking about is public toilets, especially in airports, right?
Because, back on safe ground now, aren't we?
Yeah. Back to the shit. But imagine, right? Humans have been around a long time, haven't they? Mm-hmm. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, suppose for the majority of that time, I think we've probably been shitting in the woods.
Or the desert. Or
wherever you happen to be.
Should we just say a hole, I'm going to guess?
A hole in the ground, yeah. And it's, you know, for the most part, we survived. I mean, skipping over the London in the dark ages, whenever that was, when people shut out the window and it flowed down the street in the middle of the street, you know, those were great times, right? The plague of London and all that.
What a time to be alive.
Oh, yeah. Rock and roll. But skipping over that, but you'd think, though, that in this age, you know, in the last 100 years, there can't really be much more evolution in the whole bathroom realm. And yet, every time it seems like I go through another airport or whatever public toilet, there's something different. They've fiddled with something. They've made it more and more weird and complicated, right? First, you've got the actual toilet itself. May or may not have a seat that you can open and shut. It's just there.
Can we just roll back a bit? One thing I've noticed is that the iconography they use seems to be more and more sort of. Look at it. Is that male? Just make it fucking clear.
Yeah.
For starters, so I'm not walking into a lane because it's like in things like shopping centres and the like. There's kind of there's no door as such. So they're almost like open.
Yes. Just wander in.
Yeah, and you just walk through, but the iconography is so poor now. I mean, just make it, you know, simple and straightforward.
You see. It's been through the mill.
Somebody has overly designed it again, but it comes back to something made something. Like the old sort of stick woman and man, that worked. Everyone knew that.
Yeah,
right? Why have you made it more complicated to the point where it's no longer as clear as it once was? You've made something worse. Yeah. So men are wandering into women's toilets and vice versa, and no one wants that, right?
Not really. So I was in Amsterdam airport at some point in the last while. Can't remember. But they have just one toilet for everybody.
Yeah.
And I think this is
what? Whoa.
Yeah.
When you say one big
area of many cubicles, but it's just blokes and women and whatever else that you have these days. It's just free for all. And I mean, you think.
I'm going to go on a limb here, right? And I would never look to speak on behalf of women, right?
No,
okay.
God no.
But I'm going to I think it's safe for us to assume that if you asked 100 women if they were to walk into a toilet cubicle, who would they have preferred to have used it prior, a man or a woman, right? I'm guessing 100 of those women are saying a woman.
Yeah.
No one's saying, I'd love to go in there after a man's been in there.
It's taking a massive fucking dump.
Or pissed all over the seat, the floor, everything. Yeah. That seems very unfair on women, I think.
Yes. But I mean, even outside of the actual toilet cubicle, right? I was forced to use this because there was nothing else in this airport, and then then I was washing my hands, and there was then a woman walked up next to me, and you just feel like it's like I've walked into the wrong place, and this is all wrong. And I'm sure she gave me a dirty look, like...
Just for being there.
Yeah, just for being there. And I'm like, it's not my fault. I had to piss. I'm sorry. So that felt really wrong. But yeah, I mean, obviously at home you don't have a male and female toilet, right? But you don't live...
I don't want anyone near my bathroom.
You got a urinal in yours. I can't.
We should. So actually, can I just touch on something there? Not literally. Sorry, that was a wrong turn of phrase.
Yes.
In these bathrooms, right? One thing I've noticed is the way they've over-engineered taps and dryers and all that crap, right?
Yeah.
Stupidly complicated. Yet the one thing where they just seem to treat us like we're still Neolithic is the trough stroke urinal, right?
Yeah.
It's
That's in the pub, yeah.
In lots of places, there's no thought put into urinals, right, for men. Okay, it's like you are expected to stand almost touching shoulders with. Give us some space, please, because men don't want to be listening on. Sometimes you rock up there, and it takes a little while to get things going.
Yes, right.
You don't stage fright. I believe is the term.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be crammed in.
I know. Have you ever been? You probably haven't, but in a work situation where you just talking to somebody or in a meeting, right? In a physical meeting, and then it's toilet time, right? And everyone runs, and you're standing at the urinal, and then somebody who you were just having a conversation with rolls up next to you and wants to carry on the conversation.
Yeah, well, you both got your chaps in your hands. Like, no, there's something wrong about that.
Inappropriate. Let's leave the conversation outside. That is, I don't want to talk about, BIOS settings when I'm having a piss.
Do you know the way that dogs don't like to make eye contact when they're having a shit, right? I think it's the same. Like, no man wants to look in another man's eyes while he's having a piss.
No way. Christ.
So that's the problem. So nobody's thinking about this. No. The fact that, us men would like some modicum of privacy, and we don't want to hear or smell or see anything that's going on with the person next to us, but they don't seem to to think about that.
Yeah. Evolution in the wrong zones again, right?
And yet the
fucking taps. Oh my God, the taps that you don't know how to use because there's no... You're supposed to just put your hand under and something will happen. Will it? I don't know.
3rd degree burns.
Yeah, burns, or it's freezing, or it dribbles
or nothing.
out. Yeah. And then sinks that... sink, all right? It's a hole. It's a pot with a hole at the bottom. Why is that so complicated? But no, we're gonna have weird sinks. We're gonna have flat ones, and ones that are sort of really shallow. And what happens? The water just splashes everywhere. And so
when you say everywhere, where does it splash?
On the floor, on the fucking counter area thing, and into your pants,
crotch.
Yeah,
every time. Yeah. So you leave that bathroom with an obvious damp patch around your groin area.
Yeah.
Which obviously everyone assumes that you pissed yourself, when really it's like, no, it's this shit sink, right? Maybe they do that deliberately. Maybe that's how they get their kicks.
Could be, but the poor bastard cleaner lady, woman, bloke, whoever it is, right? Who knows, these fucking sinks are constantly soaking wet and there's just nothing. Like, why did you not have a meeting about that, right, before? Test these sinks out. Oh, no, we're going to have fancy sinks that are weird. And then the soap comes out of this other thing. Have you seen the ones where there's like a mirror then, and under the mirror is where you're supposed to dry your hands?
There's a shopping centre not far from here that has them, and it's guess. You've just literally got to guess.
Yeah, I'm walking around like, where's the fucking air blower thing, or where's?
But they put stickers on the mirrors, don't they?
Yeah, but you don't. But
obviously no one knew, so they had to put stickers here's the vent, here's where the water comes out. And you think, if you've got to create stickers afterwards. Probably it's too complicated. You didn't need it. What is wrong with one tap that is set to what do you think the optimum temperature is for efficiency of washing hands?
Probably
whatever
like
it may be,
38 degrees or something. Yeah.
So let's say 38 degrees. That is in terms of getting rid of bacteria, right? A tap, you just nudge a lever, water comes out at a steady rate. You can wash your hands at the desired temperature. There's a soap dispenser. That is it. You don't need anything else.
Exactly. Yeah. And all of these, this is the prime example, I reckon, of overcomplication, where it really didn't need to be. And it's all sort of just, I don't know, it's like they're just throwing out ideas. Let's make weird fucking sinks and taps and soaps and blowers that never, ever work. I mean, do you remember Ben Elton in the 80s? You know,
yes, I do. In his shiny suits.
Yeah. And he did a bit on toilets that I'll never forget, right? But that was fucking 40 years ago. And all of the same problems still exist and maybe have even got worse. If you ask Ben these days, you know, talk about public toilets, it's fucking worse. And surely it should be better, right?
Now, I don't know about this because I would never defecate in a public toilet on a point of principle. But I'm imagining that the actual toilet paper has not improved. Or maybe it has.
It's those massive wheels.
Oh, I am aware of the... yes.
It's inside a spiky cage of metal. And of course, it tears off inside the cage. So you've got to reach up into this fucking, have your arm clamped off and damaged, and trying to find and spinning it around, and it'll only go a little bit, and fucking hell.
It's the quality of the paper any better.
I don't think it's tracing paper anymore. I remember in school where it was literally shiny, and instead of wiping your ass, you just spread the shit around and ripped off your what's the rim? I don't know what the technical term is. Just shiny and sharp. You don't want that on your ass.
Who invented that? I mean, at some point, what's a really good thing for absorbing bodily waste?
Yeah. Oh, shiny,
shiny paper that has jagged edges when you fold it.
You'd rather go and shit in the woods, wouldn't you? Than just wipe your ass.
An actual leaf would be preferable in that instance.
Unbelievable.
Fair play to whoever managed to persuade every public institution to adopt that stuff.
I mean, I wonder if this again, right, in different countries, is this the same, right? Where is it like that the bathroom is like a torture experience? Is it you're shamed because you need to shit and piss like every single person on the planet? Like, seriously, this is everybody does, but yet we make it into this trauma. Everything is, weird and inconvenient and why? I think the Japanese have probably got the right idea because they have weird techno toilets that sprinkle rainbow juice up your ass.
But you say that they have, and I think this goes back to the core theme of this, right? Is where something which is as basic as it can be, right? I mean, depositing body waste is as basic as it gets. Granted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should the accompanying process of dispatching said waste, right?
Yes.
And then any following procedures that you need to comply with, basic sanitation, hygiene, that needs to be simple as the thing itself. Right? Nobody's going into a toilet and doing aerobics when they're having a dump, are they, right?
Well,
okay.
Sometimes it seems like they were standing on the ceiling when they took a shit.
But when you're stood at a urinal having a pee, you're not doing a jig, or you're not Michael Flatley. You're just having a piss, aren't you? Right. So the whole process should be as simple. You stand, you do your thing, or you sit,
job
and
on.
You get your hands washed efficiently, quickly, dried, out, done.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But it's not, is it?
No. I mean,
we have overcomplicated what should be the most simple of human acts.
Very much so. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah, and those places don't smell the greatest, right? So, let's make sure we have to spend as much time as possible in there.
Oh, yes, they do. Yes, they do. Right, should we have one more? We've got a very long list on this things that should prove. So we need to, should we do a virtual coin toss, because we've got two here, and I think they're both. We haven't got time for one. So which is going to be?
Oh, it's your call.
Okay, I'm going to go car park tickets.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think that is something we can all. I've used 5 car parks in February.
Right, bloody hell.
Over the last month, say, not in February per se.
Right.
And every single one of them has had a different method of paying, or acquiring a ticket, or whatever it may be. Right?
Yeah.
There is no universal way. Where do you remember you used to drive up to a car park, go to a machine, put a coin in, gives you a ticket, put it in your windscreen, fuck off, right?
Yes.
Every car park was the same.
Yeah.
Coins. Right. Simple, straightforward. You knew you had to have coins when you got there. That's it, right? Now, every single car park seems to operate in a completely different way. You've got some that won't take cash, some that need cash, some that need you to download an app.
Oh.
Inevitably in an area where there's no mobile signal, always.
Yeah, right.
There's some that want you to pay for the hour, some pay for the time, some want to know your registration plate, some want to know the name of your firstborn child. It's just, for fuck's sake, I'm leaving my car on a patch of tarmac for a couple of hours. Yeah. Why is this such a thing? Why do you need my email address?
Oh, wow. No. God, no. That's so they can report you to the police or something later.
There's something going on there, and there's again, it's that quest for information. It's not even a quest; it's a demand. Why do you need all this stuff, right? Okay, I'm leaving my car for a few hours. It's not complicated. This is how we've done it since the invention of the motor car, more or less. Someone worked out that they could lease a patch of land in a convenient position for a small amount of money for a period of time, right?
Yeah.
The concept is simple. And yet, the last 5-10 years, we have just made it more and more complicated.
Yeah.
You now have to research, right? Back in the day, we never had to research car parks before we'd left for somewhere, did we? And don't get me started on airports. I mean, that's as bad as it gets, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a bus. Oh, Christ. Yeah. Don't even, yeah, let's not go. I went to
I know your airports are your thing, aren't they? So. But it's just even car parks in shopping centres. They're just different zones, and
I find the concept of paying for parking at, let's say, a shopping mall, I find that extremely offensive. Right? Why the fuck am I going to the shopping mall if not to buy stuff?
Yeah,
what you want me to pay to even get in the door? I'm not seeing Freddie Mercury. I'm not seeing Sinatra. I'm fucking walking around your poxy shopping centre and, having to breathe the nasty air, and I'm paying for that privilege.
Listen to Muzak.
Yeah, right. I'm there because I need to buy something that's only accessible from, and people whine then about, Amazon's taking over. Why do you fucking think that people prefer to buy stuff and have the postman bring it than go to your poxy shop where you've got to park, you've got to pay for parking, you've got to find a space, probably then, download a bloody app. Oh, loyalty cards for car parks. Imagine that.
Oh, my God. Don't. Yeah. But you're absolutely right. And this is a fundamental problem. And it ties into the whole theme, right? When you look at the high streets or shopping, the retail shopping sector, it is dying on its arse, And we blame Amazon and online retail, right? Nobody. So what they do is town centres, they'll go, these committees and, councils will go, well, let's put in some benches or some new street lights, or let's put on a mural.
Right.
Some sort of arty bullshit. Right. Here's 2 things that every town centre could do, which I guarantee would improve trade dramatically, instantly, right? get rid of car parking charges.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And let shops open for as long as they fucking want, on a
Yes.
Sunday in particular.
Yeah. Oh, is that still a thing? They still shut on
6
Sundays?
hours. 6 hours on a Sunday.
Oh, my God.
Bullshit.
This is going back to the banks, right? What if you have a 9-to-5 job and the shop you want to go to is only open from 9 till 5?
Yeah.
How the fuck are you supposed to go there? You just can't.
I don't know. I can't believe that I haven't griped about this before. So I apologise, dear listeners, if I'm repeating myself. But it just annoys me so immensely because it is so simple to do this. Just say, because Amazon doesn't shop 20. You can get most stuff delivered within a couple of hours now.
Yeah.
Right. So give shops a fucking fighting chance, right?
Yeah.
What difference does it make if I want to buy a baseball cap, right, at 4:15 on a Sunday afternoon or 3:15? What God am I annoying by doing that?
Exactly.
What is the point? And if you're working in retail, your day's gone anyway, isn't it? So you'd rather stay on for an extra hour or two and get paid.
Get paid more on Sundays, yeah.
Yeah. So why? No one's winning out of this. No one. It is just. I know we're going off piste here, but
that's it though. You know, it would certainly if I could park in a town, knowing that I could actually get a spot and park and just walk to where I'm going.
Yeah.
Then I would go and do that rather than wait a couple of days for Amazon to deliver it.
And you're not panicking about, oh my God, I've bought a ticket and it's going to run out, or have I got to remortgage my home?
Or work out some complicated thing, or the machine is broken. Does that mean I can park for free or not?
Up and down stair lift, up and down bloody piss-ridden stairwells because the lifts don't
Why do they all
work.
smell of piss? Who's pissing in the...
It's just universal though, isn't it?
Yeah. I suppose because the toilets are so complicated. Which is like, well, I'm just going to fucking piss in the corridor.
Do you know, if you go up to level 9, there's probably dead people. There's probably bodies up there, people who've just been... They've gone off in search of a ticket machine, never seen again.
Yeah. It's like on Everest, you know, there's all those dead bodies.
Yeah.
You can't get them down because it's too...
No one dares go up there. That's like level 11 in a municipal car park. No one's going up there, are they?
Oh, fuck that.
And if they are, they're going up there with one intention, and that's not to come back down in the traditional route.
Drug deals, yeah.
And that, yeah.
Christ.
But it's yes. We're really doing the bad. I'm going to say that to celebrate our 20th episode, we have been eclectic and strayed from our theme more than any other episode.
There you go. That's what you pay for.
So yeah, we like the element of surprise. So car parking tickets, car parks, anything. Just stop, think, take a step back, and go. How can we make this as simple as possible? Not how can we make it more complicated by putting more layers and more layers and more processes and more barriers and just shit, right? Just go for the simple solution, please.
Absolutely. And what it all boils down to, right, is that every company, everything that's designed, there was a human behind that, right? We haven't got to the stage where AI is designing things and making, just choices. Humans made these choices, and yet here we are with all these ridiculous processes, see above, that, somebody at some point said, yeah, that's fine. What? How did you get to that point where you thought that it was fine to do this? Like, I think we need, just stop and think about what you're doing and why you're doing it, and what's the best way that what would you want? Like, when I think about a book that I'm writing, right? This is probably a fundamental thing, but would I want to read this?
Yeah, right? Pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah. Would I want to read this? Yes, grand, carry on. No, right, dump that idea. Same as if you're designing the new toilet for Dublin Airport. Would I want to shit in this thing?
Why is it square? It's aesthetic. Oh, that's the thing, though, isn't it? People get carried away, right? If you're designing a shitter, make it comfortable. No one cares about the aesthetic.
No, you're not going to see it when your arse is on it.
No,
and see out of the arse. So yeah,
Yes.
And can I wash my hands and dry them? I mean, that's a whole different thing, right? But bloody hell, think about it, lads. I suppose that's the underlying message, is that we have the choice to do these things, and yet for some reason we go and make them weird and complicated.
So the takeaway from this, and I think this is a well-known phrase, keep it simple, stupid.
There you go. KISS.
Like that. Right. So should we have a happy ending? Because I think we've already gone over time, obviously. But let's try and minimise our overreach,
right?
Underreach, wombling free. I don't know.
Happy endings then. Okay.
Yes.
So mine is quite simple. I've got a week and a half coming up where I can take. I'm going on a trip and I'm taking time off work. And honestly, any time that I take away from my day job is a happy ending, right? So that's it. Basically, I'm taking a week and a half off. I'm going on a long journey, lots of airports. All of that will fold into. I
was going to say, you're restoking your rage tanks, aren't you?
Oh yeah, airport rants are a good one, right? Because there's so much rage to be had. But, but nevertheless, it's not work. So there's that.
So yeah, if anyone would like to send Adam an email, I'll drop his email address in the show notes so you can.
Oh, God.
You can keep him occupied, because if he hasn't got lots of emails to answer every day, he might start to lose his I feel he's lost his purpose in life.
Yes, indeed.
Right, my one. Well, mine is also leisure orientated. Yeah, so I had a nice little break down in East Sussex.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it was very much a sanctuary, away from the stress and the drama of day-to-day life. Just very, very pleasant indeed. I think sometimes you just sort of forget, don't you, that you're on this hamster wheel and you need to get off occasionally.
That's it. You get stuck in the rut, and day in, day out. I mean, especially if you just finished a book and working on that, like it's an intense thing, and walking away from life and just clearing your head. It's necessary. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. So that was very much a happy ending. Right. So do you think we should wrap this one up then?
Yeah, I reckon so. So don't forget to say hello on the socials. I think that was...
particularly if you're Australian.
Yeah, right. Bloody bitch.
Oh, perfect.
Let's not go back there. Prisoner cell blockage. Brilliant.
Yes. Right, yeah. So on socials, I say socials, it's X and it's Facebook. Can we do? Are we dispensing with Twitter now? Are we? Is that officially? We're past that, because I'm finding myself saying it less and less, purely from an efficiency perspective, because there's one less syllable.
X is just stupid, though, isn't it? But I suppose fine, we'll say X. Okay.
All right. You don't like change, do you?
No. Marathon and Snickers. Still pissed off about that.
Honestly, I can imagine Adam in a care home in his 90s. I remember when Twitter was X. No, X was Twitter. Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
You ever see those stupid things on Facebook, and it's somebody saying, like, I'm this old, and it's a picture of a floppy disk or something.
Oh, fuck off with that,
Yeah, I'm much fucking older than that, mate, so get off my ass.
I'm rotary telephone old.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking, oh, God. My mum would talk about, this is bizarre, right, but as an aside, they used to have party lines. You know what that is?
Yes, they used to share. There was like an open line, right?
Yeah. A phone line for 2 houses, maybe more. And you had to share it with the next door neighbours. Can you imagine? You pick up the phone and somebody's having a conversation.
Do you know what people weren't doing on that, right? They weren't,
No, definitely not.
Mind you, I don't think it was a thing, really, was it? no one was sex talking over a landline, because normally it was in the hall or something, wasn't it? Or the lounge. I mean, nobody's having a fuddle while they're the family are watching Coronation Street.
Get what you can. Anyway, Doug. Party lines.
Yes. How did we get there? I can't remember.
Don't remember.
Yes. So let's talk about, the feedback form on the website, middlerage.uk/contact. If there's anything you want to say, complain about, you can certainly do that. And what was the other thing?
Subscribe and rate the show. So in your podcast player of choice, whatever it may be, there's probably a way to subscribe to this crap, right? So that you'll automatically get it. And that, I believe, helps all of the algorithms in the background to tell people how wonderful this is, right? So, and especially rate the show. You don't have to write a review, but just click the thing that's the stars or
5
whatever.
stars. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
bing, bing,
definitely.
Bing, bing, yeah.
Because, if you want us to keep going till 30 episodes, maybe 40 and beyond, then, just... God, we start to sound like needy, don't we? In a relationship where one person's like, I want
never
attention.
tell me you love me anymore.
Yeah. Well, tell me what you're thinking. Fuck off. Sorry.
Dear.
A bit aggressive, wasn't it? We don't want to sound needy, but tell us how much you love us.
Yeah. We're simple folk in the end. And need that.
Just give our egos an occasional stroke. Or just a stroke. I mean,
that's it. buymeacoffee.com/middle-aged.
Perfect. Right. On that ego-related note, I think we should probably say goodbye before our timer runs out and we get a ticket.
That's it. Yeah. Give me the car park. All right. Take it easy, folks.
Till next time.